What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video today. I want to talk about another possible free agent target. A couple days ago, we talked about KJ Osborne and the possibility of going to get him, what his fit would be like, what it might cost us, that sort of thing. We're going to talk about the same thing here, but we're going to do it for Marquez valdes-scantling, who started his career with the Packers, has won a couple Super Bowls with the Kansas City Chiefs over the last couple years. So, with the news that he's going to be released from the Chiefs, then it makes it interesting, in my opinion, as to what's going to happen with him. He's somebody that when he was with the Packers, you always saw the potential that was there for him and what he could bring to a team. Now, in his career, he's traditionally somebody who most notably will get the downfield work. When you think about what the Colts have right now, what we're trying to get to, Chris Ballard wants explosive players, which is why I feel like Marquez valdes-scantling might be a better fit for us for what we're trying to do than maybe a KJ Osborne is. And Marquez valdes-scantling, the negative, I don't know if you would see it as a negative, but do you want a guy to come in who is basically like Alec Pierce, right? And a guy that was born in 1994. He's going to be 30 years old this year. So we're talking about a receiver that's getting older and somebody that has some championship pedigree. Even though he might not be a world beater, he still has that championship pedigree. He still has value to teams with what he's able to bring. He's somebody that no matter where he signs, he's going to be on the field because of the explosive nature that he's able to bring to a football team. And the question is, can he do it more consistently than Alec Pierce has? Can he be somebody that we want to depend on going into the 2024 season, right? You go back, look at his career, his rookie season. He has 38 catches for 581 yards, and that comes out to 15.3 yards per reception. He had 2 receiving touchdowns in his rookie season. And then you look at 2019, where he only has 26 catches, 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, but his yards per reception went up to 17.4. Okay, then 2020, COVID year, looking at 33 catches for 690 yards, which comes up to 20.9 yards per reception. Okay, and had 6 touchdowns. Now, of course, that was the season where Aaron Rodgers was the MVP. Aaron Rodgers stayed healthy, was going off. Marquez valdes-scantling was definitely a part of that with Devontae Adams. Okay, and then in 2021, had another down year, 26 catches, 430 yards, 16.5 average with 3 touchdowns. Then he goes to the Chiefs in 2022, where he has 42 catches, 687 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's just regular season numbers. And then obviously they go on to win the Super Bowl. And he made some plays in the 2022 playoffs that really helped him get to that point. Same with 2023, where the entire Chiefs offense kind of took a back seat to the Chiefs defense, and he only had 21 catches for 315 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, for his career, in 6 years, he has 186 catches, 3,155 yards, 17 yards per reception with 16 touchdowns. So you see what he's able to do. But there's obviously a cap on this thing. The best numbers of his career was 2020, 690 yards, 2022, 687. So he's going to get, minimal usage. It's basically Alec Pierce type usage that he's getting. So how much are you willing to pay a guy that's going to be 30 years old, coming in, probably could overtake Alec Pierce for that number 2 role, but just how much more impactful would it be with Anthony Richardson at quarterback? You think maybe it could be very impactful with Marquez valdes-scantling getting lost down the field, or Marquez valdes-scantling just taking eyes, always going to have somebody that has to be over the top or else he's going to break it. And then you have Anthony Richardson who can escape the pocket, can buy some time for Marquez valdes-scantling to get there, and then has the arm to chuck it 65, 70 yards to Marquez valdes-scantling as he's trying to get away from guys. So you have that aspect of it. Marquez valdes-scantling could open up Josh Downs or Michael Pittman Jr., however you see it. There's a lot of value that could come from Marquez valdes-scantling in terms of other things he could do, but how much is he going to bring all around? And is it worth going after somebody that in terms of a full all-around football player might not bring you as much value as Alec Pierce? Because there's also the choice of maybe drafting a guy. So why go get a guy like Marquez valdes-scantling to challenge for that number 2 overall pick when you can draft a guy. Okay, and the one that comes to mind, the one that we continue to talk about is Brian Thomas Jr. If he comes in kind of in that same build and in a lot of ways the same skill set as Marquez valdes-scantling and Alec Pierce, but I think Brian Thomas is more well-rounded. I also think Alec Pierce is a good run blocker. I think Brian Thomas can come in and develop that on this team. That's just something they'll focus on. So Brian Thomas is a big dude, not really worried about that. So that's what I'm thinking is Marquez valdes-scantling. At the end of the day, like it's exciting to think Marquez valdes-scantling could come in and kind of help the offense be more explosive. But I would just rather, like, if we're talking about a guy like that, I'd rather go to the draft. Okay, we already have a guy that's really fast and does the go route thing and just tries to get open down the field. And I don't know if Marquez valdes-scantling is enough of an upgrade for what he's probably going to want in free agency, which probably isn't going to be as much as what he was making with the Chiefs. But it is likely that he's going to warrant a contract that's just like, I don't know if we should be paying that guy that much. Right, let some other team, let him go to the Jets, right? Go reunite with Aaron Rodgers. That's probably what he's hoping to do, is be able to reunite with Aaron Rodgers. They need another guy to be there with Garrett Wilson. They got to figure stuff out in New York. So maybe that's an option for Marquez valdes-scantling, and it would be worth it for them. I just don't know in the Colts' current situation. Marquez valdes-scantling is a name that will probably come up at some point in free agency, but a guy that I think the Colts would be wise to stay away from. And I'd love to know what your opinion is on this situation. You let me know down in the comment section. I want to know how we feel about it and kind of would it rather be Marquez valdes-scantling or KJ Osborne. And we'll look more into some of these other, lower tier wide receivers to see if there's anybody we should go after. So in the meantime, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you get notified anytime a video drops, as we have daily content on this channel. So make sure you're not missing out on any of that content. And of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.